this is the question for the Charleston Battery. It's not necessarily going to be what it looks like off the ball. We know that they're going to have to chase. They're very well aware that they're going to have to suffer through this game. The question for Ben Pierman is going to be, can they sustain possession up high in the attacking half? For Atlanta United, how much are they willing to chase this, and what does this shape look like within the midfield?
Dax McCarty has never won the Open Cup. Atlanta has. It's their only appearance in the quarterfinals, ultimately leading to the 2019 crown. Atlanta United away to Charleston Battery. Las Vegas says Atlanta is an underdog tonight, believe it or not. Two-story clubs meet up yet again in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup after a 5-year hiatus. It's Atlanta United away to the Charleston Battery. Malloy late releasing. Gordon stripped it free. Ball through. TRA knocked away by Kuzemka. His first real action came in late in stoppage time last week for an injured Adam Grinwis. Moscara. McCarty rebuffed him. Torres, centrally free. Kaza brought it down, floats over the top, ball through, chance! Driven away off the feet of Cohen from Myers. Torres recovers. Matthew Edwards stands in, it's a throw.
I talked about the inversion, right? So you've got Marcanic that comes all the way from the far side. This is that left foot that he feels very comfortable in, drags runners with him, and then everybody gets hung up about where the 9 should be because of their leading scorer coming over.
Dos Santos toward Myers out for a corner.
This is what MD Myers can give you, though. Just over 6 foot. You're looking at a guy tied for the Golden Boot last year in MLS Next Pro. It's hold-up play playing through him, but he's so good at immediately spinning off, finding those half spaces, and going and being that vertical threat.
One of the best dead ball set piece artists in the league. Malloy authors. Flicked along by Cohen. We'll try from the other side. Your point about Myers, unanimous Big Ten Player of the Year at Rutgers. Not causing Cohen to sweat a bit. Jim McElderry, who leads that Rutgers program, raves about Myers. They brought him in to be the clear-cut number 9, point where Jackson Conway, coming off injury, struggled to see time coming back. Malloy again. Open header, Torres knocks it down, stab down, appeal for a handball, play on. Pinballs around, Torres got it, Marcanic! Of all the goals he may have scored this year, that one would have been the most outrageous. Through the collision, Moscara, good leading touch. TRA making the run, falls backside, ball slashed wide of the post. Trying to get more numbers into the area. It was Brennan from a wide region.
It starts from...
If you're Malloy, best options?
You've got a plethora of it right now, especially with the confidence that they're playing with.
Malloy, header snap down. That's simple for Cohen.
This isn't the type of team that looks at, okay, which one direction are we going to chase? They almost wait for you to make the mistake. Where are you going to set yourselves up? And then we...
Torres. He's never seen a shot he didn't like. Allen. McCarty stuck with him. Torres! Torres!
A little surprised the Battery didn't try and drop this down into the corner with numbers that they had up high. Again, good rotation by him. This is that inversion that just becomes so frequent within their build. Primarily utilized at the beginning of the year by Nick Marcanic, but that man right there, Juan David Torres, the Colombian they brought in from Millonarios. Talent, not a question whatsoever, through the roof, Ben Pierman says, his manager. It's more of becoming comfortable within the States, within the league, society in Charleston overall. For the level of respect that he has for a guy that makes so many changes at once, including not knowing the language, right? And just trying to find a way to live your everyday life. People forget about that.
Brennan dashing, hangs this up. CRA. Away from Allen, chance to strike forward. Marcanic went for goal. It's held by Cohen. Abram. Halftime. CRA probably wishes that whistle came about 10 seconds sooner. Second half incoming here in Charleston. If these 45s don't prove conclusive, we'll play an extra 30 with the threat of penalties looming. Cardi.
It's well done.
Scroll for an additional week leading into the season because they knew that the opposing team had the best striker in the conference.
That's not real, is it?
It is, absolutely. Edwards, dangerous ball, diving header, CRA wide. Segbers. Malloy could go from here, Malloy! Ball deflected. It is a corner.
Seemed to help the roster.
Karam's to the spot, sent away by Malloy.
And that's the mental fortitude. You got to try and find a way to fight through right now.
Maybe a chance to strike this from a long way out. Kuzemka had a good view of it, sends it parrying over the end line.
The idea that Gonzalo Pineda and his depth have the ability to go chase a result here with 15 to go.
The corner knotted straight into the ground and goes powering up above the bar.
Body shape is off. Doesn't allow him to get up underneath it and pick out that advancing run. That's a mistake.
Allen, that's to his detriment, was trying to keep it alive. The 5 stripes, 5 wide. Angling into the final third. Ball across and wide. Kuzemka was trying to get something. Firmino, dangerous at the end with 10 minutes remaining.
It's a big mistake on the inside by Chris Allen. Good pressure coming back, but this is what I talk about on the little things for Bartoszewicz to allow his team to even get half a look at Kuzemka's goal.
Lobbed into the corner. Rodriguez has been influential since his inclusion. Works on Edwards. Top of the penalty area. Torres! At Cohen. He blistered that at Josh Cohen. Smoke is already billowing. The fans have already judged this to be an extra time match, it appears. And now the referee has as well. 30 more minutes, Devin. We've only just begun tonight. They'll have another 30 minutes to prove that they can. While Atlanta will try and continue into their second ever Open Cup quarterfinal. We begin the first of 2 15-minute added sessions. And if still no winner, penalties to come. Rodriguez. Run over from behind by Torres. I mentioned just 2 minutes in the Open Cup for him against Charlotte. He came in with 15 minutes to go. He's going to go about 45 minutes tonight, it appears.
I talked to you about Arturo Rodriguez and what his capability is, these fine windows that you have to operate within. Notice his body positioning, that little touch in a negative space in front of Aiden Torres. Smart. That's the difference between what he shows you and can bring to the game compared to Emilio Ikaze. Ikaze would have tried to spray it down in. Rodriguez, great vision, good advancement.
Cohen is satisfied. Had a wonderful run, 4 years in Israel. Torres, that takes a deflection, hits off the post. Oh, it was that close.
Josh Cohen can breathe a sigh of release off this one. I mean, look at the kiss. Twice. Aiden Torres, then the back post. Almost impossible for the oncoming run.
Malloy, the corner. Malloy delivers, flick on header, came off of Myers, 3 yards off the goal line. The flag is up, it would have been offside regardless.
Just look at the explosion from your holding midfielder. Incredible ground closure within the midfield by Schleich.
Halftime of extra time. Charleston by virtue of their performance in the league. Atlanta by virtue of their position at the top of the pyramid. 15 minutes remain. If we hit 120 without a winner, we'll go to penalties. Devin, you've been in these scenarios before. Try and describe the feeling that the players who are in their 106th minute of game action feel like right now.
Well, your hope is that the nerves aren't as high as you anticipate them being, because what happens is it starts to cloud your judgment. You become fearful in your actions, and that's when you make a mistake.
Ball lofted across all the way to the back post. That'll ripple the outside of the net. Ball through. Myers. Endline got his man to the ground. Leaves it up top. Ball blasted on frame away from Crawford. Snap back down, and Atlanta out to the halfway line. Back into the pocket. Charleston off the turn. Dos Santos. Malloy through now. Myers! That's it. It will be penalties to decide who moves on to the quarterfinals in the Alonso division. 0-0 after 120. And just as the purple wall once ran for Orlando, a golden wall is making its way behind Kuzemka. First kick of the shootout, Brooks Lennon, saved by Kuzemka! Is there a new legend in the making in Charleston?
Telegraphs this whole thing, just a rough angle, doesn't get enough power on this ball. Not the best of penalties whatsoever, and the goalkeeper with it the whole way. Kuzemka, he knows it, he feels it. Top quality save from their netminder.
Arturo Rodriguez returning from a broken leg. He was rejected from the Dallas Academy. Victor Medina coached him outside the academy 3 years, believed in him. An explosive run, former League One MVP against Cohen. Rodriguez sneaks it by. Charleston, a 1-0 lead as it was in November, now against Atlanta.
Josh Cohen was on the scent of this as well. Watch it kick up off the deck just right in front of him. That right there. Goalkeeper's on it, just comes a bit high, a little bit steep in his dive instead of the explosion over to the right side to get full extension on it.
Daniel Rios steps and scores with a hop, skip. It's worth noting, as long as you keep going forward, but also don't stop within the kicking zone, that's fair game. 1-1.
That's some kind of confidence from Daniel Rios. Old school Joseph Martinez en route to their title run in 2019.
Well, here's Jackson Conway. To be spun off from an organization, it hurts your pride. And yet he's arrived here in Charleston with a group that most certainly believes in him. With Atlanta's under-17s, he once had a Sports Center top 10 play. Conway sends Cohen diving the wrong direction. That's his top play tonight. 2-1 after 2 rounds.
This is a penalty. Watch his hips, the way that he closed it at the tail end. That last-minute movement creates momentum for the striker. Good placement into the bottom corner, and the goalkeeper packing.
Bartek Schleich scored an incredible goal, truly, against Nashville. Acquired for about 2 million euros, comes from Warsaw. Schleich delivers right down the middle with venom. Kuzemka came up a bit awkward at the tail end of that. He's got a cramp, he's stretching now, he's gone down. And watch at the tail end how he came up and just sort of awkwardly, the referee is actually helping to stretch out the Charleston goalkeeper, if you can believe it. There's Kuzemka going down. Meanwhile, MD Myers stands over the ball. Hat trick and 120+1 game winner against South Georgia Tormenta in the round of 32. The pride of Rutgers, 6 goals in 10 games in the league. Myers scores! 3-2 Charleston, 3 rounds complete.
That's half of the strike so far right down the middle, mind you. Perfectly placed here by MD Myers.
Kuzemka never in his pro career had faced a penalty previously, and he limps toward the goal, having been stretched out just a moment ago. There have been a lot of kicks down the middle. I wouldn't be taking one now. Kuzemka may not have much left in him. This is Hernandez, the Venezuelan international for Atlanta. Have to have it. The save nearly from Kuzemka, but it skies over his hand. Hernandez delivers 3-3.
You were on it, Mike. You got to move the goalkeeper here, and this is as good as a penalty as you can hit with the instep, moving away from the goalkeeper, rising the entirety of the time. So difficult to track.
Graham Smith, so unneedy, he was described by Ben Pierman. Just a center back you plug straight in and raises the level of everyone around him. An all-league selection. A chance to put Charleston on the verge of the cup set. Smith, a hand to it, Cohen can't keep it out. Smith makes it 4-3.
Doesn't get a ton on it, just the angle of it, not placed exactly where he wants it to go. Watch Cohen, just a little bit slow. The lethargy that's plaguing Kuzemka boils over into Josh Cohen and his ability to get a piece of it.
How many chances did Nick Firmino have in this game? He needs to score to extend it. Firmino! And now Charleston, with just one kick, can end it. Firmino, one of the best out of the USL in Omaha, keeps Atlanta alive at least one kick longer. Here's Diego Gutierrez, former third-round pick of the Timbers, the pride of Omaha, Nebraska. Played at Omaha, then Creighton, twice the Big East Offensive Player of the Year. 2 years in Portland, just his 12th game in Charleston colors. He can send the Battery through now. The save from Cohen. Atlanta are alive. Sudden death commences.
His run comes a bit shallow. Watch how straight on he comes here. The second that he starts to move his right foot, he opens his hips up, and if you're going to make this kind of movement, Mike, I want to see him come further to the left. Keep the goalkeeper guessing so you can wrap your foot around it instead. Great vision by Josh Cohen to come to his left and keep this thing alive.
Stian Gregerson, signed as a designated player in January. Norwegian senior international. Gregerson against Kuzemka, right down the middle, and Atlanta, for the first time in this shootout, lead.
The conversation is quite similar here. Awkward run up. Definitely has a goalkeeper bewildered. Malloy in the 6th spot.
The number 6. Malloy, saved by Cohen. Atlanta are through. They stunned Charleston in penalties onto their second ever quarterfinal. Cohen is the hero. Malloy trying to sneak it beneath the bar down the middle. Lifted above the crossbar by Cohen.